Well, this Richie Rich with another episode of Live Chat. I got my brother Andre right here from
Yeah, hey everybody.
from Love Crossing Borders. Andre, introduce yourself and let the people know all about you and your channel, please.
All right, fellas, this is Andre with Love Crossing Borders. Usually it's me and my fiance Andrea together, and what we usually do, we talk about uh, love crossing borders, meaning it means to fall in love while you crossing borders and fall in love with the borders that you cross. Because sometimes guys fall in love with the borders that they cross, the countries that you go to, the locations that you go to around the world. And sometimes dudes like me also fall in love while you crossing borders. So that's what our channel is all about. We're actually nine people from 9 subscribers away from being finally hitting our 1,000. So we were happy about that in 4 months. So we just want to say thank you to everybody that's been supportive. And if you haven't had a chance to subscribe, and we only need that 9, go ahead and subscribe and continue to support us as we continue to show you guys different parts of the world and different parts of what it's like to be in love around the world.
Word, that's what's up,
Oh
man.
yeah,
9 subscribers, man. I hope by the end of this video, you get those 9 subscribers. 'Cause,
I
you
know, right?
definitely got a good information, good insight, very intelligent brother. And like say, y'all make a great couple. I enjoy y'all content. Y'all speak with y'all seem highly educated. You know, hey, I love every bit of it, man. And I like I said earlier on the other live, I think a lot of brothers are actually looking for love, but they're just afraid to admit it, but on the back of their mind, that's what every man pretty much wants.
Absolutely correct.
They want a perfect mate that matches, it fits like a glove. I mean, that's what everybody really wants. And of course, everything's not gonna be perfect in a
Right,
relationship,
right, right.
but you want a good fit, man. So, can you tell us about your journey and take us from the beginning, man? Give us the real deal.
The real. I'm gonna give y'all the real
First
story.
started traveling, how long you been traveling, and your whole journey. I want your whole journey, man.
I'm gonna give it to you. What happened was, in all sincerity, man, I was going through a divorce. I had just filed bankruptcy. I lost, I don't have any children, but I was a stepdad to the kids for 14 years. So I raised them from being shorties all the way to where they were graduating from Bethune Cookman. And just the relationship with me and my ex is still cordial, still cool, but the relationship didn't work itself out. So what happened, and then also during the same time period when the worst things that could actually happen what took place as well. Trump became president. So, so no, in all sincerity, that night of the election, I cut my television off. I was like, if Americans are crazy enough to make this move, it's time for Andre to start making some moves for Andre. And at that time period, I was doing a podcast, and I was talk about, we need to stop, BS around. We need to stop bullshit. I said we need to start the bankrupt bullshit in our lives. And my boy said, he said, dude, after the show, he was like, hey, Dre, that's your niche for our show. That's your segment of our show, bankrupting bullshit in your life. So I began to focus on that. And so I realized that our bullshit only lies in 4 areas: fears, distractions, complacency, discouragement. So I got rid of that. And one of the first things I want to get over was not having my passport. And so when I realized that I didn't have my passport, I was like, and I wanted to travel. I said, okay, cool. So I got my passport. So proud of myself, man. And I was so happy when that leather on that passport is like no other leather. You can't describe it. It don't feel like Jordan leather. Even though your Jordans feel good, it don't feel like that Jordan leather. Am I lying, Richie?
Hey, you're right, man. The best part of that joint is getting that stamp too.
Oh, when you get that first tat.
Yeah,
So when
yeah.
I went on ahead, went to Canada a couple of times, then I went down to Panama City a few times. Then went over to a couple of the islands, some of the Virgin Islands, and enjoyed myself there. And then I came across Ace's videos, and I came across Passport Heavy videos, and they were talking about, dude, y'all got to come to Colombia. If I could live anywhere in the world, I would live in Colombia. And so I was like, you know what? This will be my first trip by myself, not with one of my boys or my partners, because I used to ride motorcycles. So a motorcycle club, we used to go out to different places around the world. But now it's like, okay, now it's time for me to do it. And so I went to Colombia, met Ace in Medellin, went over there, had my fun like a lot of you dudes, you're doing right now that are traveling, going over there, meeting the ladies, going to the different hot spots, and showing off the fact that you're American and you got your brush going. But at the end of the day, I realized that at 52, it's time to sit your tail your ass down somewhere, or at least start to slow down and look around like you act like you want to sit your ass down. And so I saw Domain on the brother that usually comes on your show. I saw him on one of Ace's videos, and he was in Cali. And I had watched a documentary on Cali a few years back, the home of salsa music. And I said, man, I want to go there. So on my next trip, I went to Medellin for 5 days, and then I went to Cali. Well, I'm there in Cali, and I'm walking through, I didn't know about the Cali curves. Women in brothers, if y'all want to see some women, Colombian women, they got curves that's gonna work your nerves like you in Atlanta, because Cali is 40% Afro-Colombian. Them Cali curves, brothers, I can't lie to you. They gonna get you.
All
And
right,
so I went.
hold
Go ahead,
on real
brother.
quick. Let me give these super chats shout outs real quick. Appreciate you, Vinny. Also, he said Popeyes on me. Shout out, he did it. Hey man, appreciate you, man. That'll give me two of them sandwiches. I don't know how long I gotta wait in line for it. That's Vinny right there, WTU. Shout out to Vinny, man. Much love. Shout out to the Brotherhood WhatsApp group. Nakari
Oh yeah.
Calloway. Shout out to Nakari Calloway. He don't never leave a message. But I appreciate the donation, my brother. You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much, member of the WTU. Appreciate you, brother.
Oh
All
yeah.
right, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah.
out to
Definitely.
HD chilling. I know I didn't give you a shout out on the last live, but you always support, brother. I appreciate that, and y'all can support too, man. Definitely, just take the time. I put the link to his YouTube on here, man. We need to try to get him to 1,000 subscribers tonight because, man, that's a milestone. And I remember
Yeah.
when I first hit it. Shout out to Taylor Made. And it took me a while. This brother right here reached it a lot faster. So shout out to you, Andre, for that. But
Thanks,
we need to
brother.
get up to 1,000. He only needed 7. And look like right now, let me see what you got right now. 997. Come on, man. 3 people. Who's gonna be that lucky?
Wow.
Andre, do me this favor. Whoever is that lucky 1,000 subscriber, get them a shout out or put them in the book or whatever you want to do
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah. You know what? That's exactly what we'll do. I'm glad that you mentioned that, man, because that is a big milestone. A lot of guys don't realize how much work goes on behind the scenes when it comes to creating YouTube content. They think that you just throw
Woo!
a video up and that's it. This is a
Hey,
job.
shout out to Brandon, man. Appreciate that support. Some more change for you, Rich. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. I know Brandon is a part of that. We out. Six, my dude. Shout out to Yes Jonas. And definitely, YouTube is some work, bro. Straight up, just like that, man. I'll put the link to his page on there, man. I don't know who's gonna be there. Okay, Megabit said he was at 1,000. That person that got you there. Uh,
Okay,
and
here's
you
what
at
we'll do.
1K, man. You at 1K.
All right, all right. Thank you, fellas. Thank you, man. We appreciate that so much, man. I know Andrea gonna be so happy. She'll wake up in the morning because Colombia is only an hour behind us, so she's probably in the bed asleep. A lot of guys don't know that. They see her on the videos, but Andrea is an accountant. She's a tax accountant in Colombia, so that's the fortunate part that I have. That when as I'm living there and when I get to the point of paying taxes, she knows how to maneuver and how all that works. So I know how to pay taxes correctly in regards to being in a new country. But I digress. As you were saying, you were asking me like, how did I meet her? I was in the mall. They have a mall there called Chippy Chape, man. Right? I'm there, and I'm already in the my Airbnb is with Life of Far. We all know about lifeoffar.com. Great Airbnbs. And so they had a mall that wasn't too far away from there called Chippy Chape, right? So I'm checking out the females. I'm about to holler at some in here. And then I see her. So I can walk up on her. You know, she got that girl next door look. You know, I'd already been with all of, the ones that's, no, no, no. And so I'm like, let me you know, give me one that I know that looks like she about something. And she was on a lunch break. And so come to find out, she was fluent in English. I'm ready to pull out my Google translator and my little bit of Espanol. And come to find out, she fluent. And I asked, well, how are you fluent in English so well? And she said that in order to graduate the college that she graduated from, and to make herself more marketable as far as her career and working with different clients in accounting and taxation, she had to become fluent in English in order to do what she does as far as her career, to be able to work with uh, English speaking clients as well as Spanish speaking clients. So that hit us off, and I love museums. I like history. And so I was like, well, plus I'm trying to, get my holler on. So I asked her, where the museums are around here. She was like, well, the major museum is so and so and so and so. She said, I'm not doing anything after work. Let's exchange numbers on WhatsApp and I'll take you to the museum. So she took me to the museum, and what blew me away was one of the first people I saw was Angela Davis, the civil rights leader from the 70s. She's in the museum in Colombia. I'm like, wait a minute, what she said she came down here and fought for the rights of Afro Colombians, just like she was fighting for the rights of black people in America. I was like, wow, you never know what you're gonna learn about your own people that you may not see, and they've been fighting for the rights of people in another country. So we hit it off like that, and she loves basketball, so we chopping it up, blah 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 blah. And we started off as friends, and I took a couple trips, more trips down to Cali. We decided to make it into a relationship. It's going on 2 years now, and now we ready to jump the broom. Now we ready to go ahead and take care of that business, because I'm not one of those dudes to just lie to myself. When you know you got a good one, and you work great as a team, and they make a good friend as well. Sometimes it's just good to admit to yourself, sit your ass down somewhere. Like Life Jennings once said. He said, you know, go home, stay home, sit your ass down. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes ain't nothing wrong with that. For the dudes that like to hang out and you still young, you like to party, or even if you older and you like to party, I ain't got nothing against that, brother. But I still get a lot of emails and a lot of text messages, Rich, from dudes that be in the groups, and they come outside the groups and they ask me questions about, Dre, how'd you do it? What's the difference between a raggedy, a thought Colombian woman and a good Colombian woman? Do your girl know some women? Could you ask your girl this question? So
Hey,
she
I
get,
was
you
gonna
see
ask
what
you
I'm saying?
that too. Tell your
Yeah.
girl hook me up with a cousin.
I know, I know. Oh, she got some nice cousins too, for real. Are you playing?
Hey, well,
But
tell me this, man. So given the fact that you met her and she already knew English, was that kind of like the key that opened that door for you?
no, no,
You don't think so?
no, no, because I
So,
know my. Go ahead.
so you saying basically, if she did know English, you still would have been able to connect with her like that?
because because I knew that before I met her, I'd already made the decision to move to Colombia. So with that decision, like our boy Jason that's in the group, in our travel group, once you make that decision to move to a particular country, part of that decision is knowing you got to learn that language of that country. So I knew that I got to pick my Spanish game up if I meet somebody or if I don't. She just so happens, fortunately, she's fluent in English. And now I can go ahead and comfortably go to Exodo and still got to work on my Spanish, because a lot of people there, you see what I'm saying? Go to the Exodo is the grocery store, or take my butt to the mall, Chippy Chape, and I still got to buy clothes, and I still have to do things with Spanish speakers just as much as I would have if I hadn't met her. So the English is like icing on the cake. And it's kind of funny with the YouTube channel, the English is more for the benefit of you guys because now you can understand and ask questions and hear from the Colombian woman's point of view when or whatever topic or issue you want to talk about, and not just hear from me, another dude that's from the States, and not my point of view. You can hear what, because that's one thing that's missing on YouTube. A lot of dudes meet Colombian women, but they don't get a chance to hear behind the scenes. When you back in the States, what do these women really think about us? And that's what Andrea brings to the table. She answered the question straightforward, honest, the true Scorpio, and let dudes know that this is what they think, the good, the bad, and the ugly, that type of thing. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's what's up, my brother.
Oh yeah.
So, any plans? Y'all moving to America, or
Nope.
you just plan
Nope.
on living?
Nope. 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 We ain't even breaking that rule. You know the rule. Don't
Is
bring them to the States.
is she interested in moving to the States?
Nope. She does not want to move to the States. One of the myths of American dudes, they actually think that every female that want them want to move to the States. I'm telling you, every chick doesn't. They don't want to leave their mama, their cousins, their uncles, their friends. Some chicks do. Yes, they do. I give you that. Many chicks will. But you got to realize this. I always say this to dudes, Richie Rich. The you that she meet, that's the vacation you. That's the you that ain't working 8 hours, 10 hours. Of course, you just miss you. Come on, you missed the wonderful. You got a cape on. You got the fly Airbnb. She ain't got to sleep with her little sister tonight when you come to town because she's sleeping with you. Oh, she think the Colombian chick think you or the DR chick think you the greatest thing since sliced bread. But when you bring her to the States, don't get mad at her because she now has to adapt to the 9 to 5, the 9 to 9 you who she ain't never met, or she got to adapt to learn a new language, or she may have been a dentist in her country, but her license don't mean a damn thing in the United States. So now she's starting from scratch. So
That's
when you see what I'm saying? A lot of dudes, we all watch 90 Day Fiance. So Andrea is like this. Before we go any deeper into relationships, she said this: I don't want to move to the United States. I got family that's been in the United States. I visit the United States. I like your country. I've been there enough times to realize it's not for me. She said, how you carry yourselves is not how we carry ourselves as people in Colombia. And she said, I just want to continue to be who I am. And I see that I have to change to adapt to how Americans treat each other. And that's not how I want to be. And so she said, I'd rather not live in that country. I'm like, cool, because I'm moving out. I was going to move out before I met you. So she like, I like your NBA. Give me all the playoff games I can handle. She said, but as far other than that, she's not looking to move to America. And there are a lot of women. I remember the guy, I Am Marwa, his channel, and he interviewed some college girls in Medellin and asked them, would you move to another country for a man, for love? A lot of women said yeah, but many of the young ladies said no. I don't want to leave my family. I don't want to leave my country. My grandmama here. I have my own pledge of allegiance. I've got my own sport. And so if you want to be with me, you might want to think about being here in my country with me. Because Colombians, they got that pride out the door for their country.
That's right, man. Do you have you ever been to DR?
I've been to DR twice. I've been to DR twice.
Okay. Well, I would say the difference in Colombia and DR is Colombia is a huge country, you know,
Right.
so there's probably more opportunities for the women, to do well versus DR, where it's a smaller island.
I can
And
agree with that.
a lot of the Dominican girls, they have a lot of family in the U.S. also, so they know once they get their U.S. passport, they can go back and forth pretty easy, and it's a cheap flight. It's not that far away. Colombia is a little further. Like I say, it's a bigger city also,
Right.
so it's more opportunity. And I understand why the girls in DR, why they tend to want to
Right. Right.
get to the U.S. a little more. But Yeah, I think Colombia is a better country to find something more serious versus Dominican Republic. Not saying you can't find one in Dominican Republic, but I was just kind of answering. Somebody asked me a question about it, but
You know, one of the one things that I learned, Rich, just recently, man, what blew me away, Colombia uh, ranks number one in the world for cultural diversity. I didn't know this. Cultural diversity. No country in the world has the amount of cultures in it than Colombia. You got Brazilians, you got Venezuelans, you got Americans, you got some Russians, you got a lot of Arabs that own a lot of businesses there. You got so many. I thought it would be like U.S. or London. Colombia is the most diverse country. You got the Afro Colombians, then you got the indigenous Colombians, the original ones that's down there. That's coming out of the jungles and then coming into civilization and advancing. So you have so to choose from too. So you don't have to worry about that if you want to be with the more European look, like Andrea, or like her friends, because Andrea only had black friends her whole life because you grew up in a black neighborhood. But or you want Afro Colombian like Andrea's friends. You have that choice of diversity. So don't think that if you come to Colombia that you won't get that chance of diversity. I remember we went to Guatapé, and it was a bunch of Spanish speaking Asian people that were born and raised in, I talked to them, they were born and raised in Colombia, but they were all Asian. And the funny part, the one girl had dreads. Like, okay, Asian chick in Colombia with dreads. Okay, that's a new one, but
so Cali, Colombia. Correct me if I'm wrong. They have a lot of history as far as slave trade and stuff like that. And I know Ace did a video. Um, I think he was saying that maybe the Haitians helped them.
yeah, yeah. The
Help them.
one this would happen. The guy that emancipated Colombia, one of the things that he needed financial backing, and a lot of countries wouldn't back him. Well, Haiti was one of the few countries that were. They've got a statue of this brother in Colombia. Ace had the video of it, and it's right there in Cali. And I walked past that statue 100 times and didn't know who it was until Ace told me. And this guy went to Haiti and said, I need help. And the leader of Haiti said this: I'll give you the backing, the military backing that you'll need to free the Colombian people, but you have to also free slaves once you take over the location. And that's what he did. He not only became the leader of Colombia, but he freed the slaves during that time period. And so that's why they have a statue of him. And this is a guy, he's considered a leader and a general in Colombia, and he has a statue right there downtown in Cali, right there, along with the statues that would be our version of George Washington's. And so that it's a great thing to see brothers got statues on the other side of the world in history and stories, and that's what traveling does for you. You get a chance to find out stuff during traveling, and the pride that you have as a man, as a black man, uh, that you may not see in your own city or in your own state in the states. Not putting down the states, but I'm just saying that you get a chance to broaden your horizons when you travel.
Yeah, man. And see, you made a good point, man, because when you grow up in America and you learn the history in school and stuff, they really teach you their version of it, their opinion. And when you start traveling and you start digging into these stories, and you get that country's version of what they think happened. I mean, it's kind of deep, man. Question for you, man: do you feel any racial tensions between the Afro Colombians in Cali, or versus like the more European ones? Is there like a racial tension thing that goes on
It,
right
it
there?
it's it's not racial tension in the sense of like I can't stand that black person or I can't stand that you're the white person because Andrea will be considered white. So let's just keep it in Colombia, the white and the black, so you know what I'm talking about as far as Afro Colombian and the European Colombian. Yes, there is Afro Colombians are fighting for their equal rights now. I see that the Afro-Colombian, as far as education, as far as opportunity, as far as economics, they're kind of like we were during Jim Crow. That's how far behind they are. They're like 1940, 1950. They are there are people in Colombia, yeah, like there are Afro-Colombians, man, that are still living in the same shack that they lived in, that their great grandparent lived in during the time of slavery. And some of them are in Cartagena, some are in Cali, and other different areas. Some of them are in Choco, where you're like, man, y'all live. How old is this house? And so they're still fighting for that right. They're still going through the attacks. For example, over the last few years, there have been deaths of African American civil rights leaders that have try to fight for equality, but they're still going for it just like we did. And there are other organizations as far as the white Europeans that are coming in, like we had the abolitionists that are fighting for the rights of Afro Colombians too. Because out of the 300 plus senators they got, they only have two that are black. And so that represent the whole 40% of Colombia, which is Afro Colombia. Uh, so yeah, they're still going through their struggles, but just like we overcame and they see us overcoming, they're going to continue to fight, and there'll be other cultures that are coming in and helping them out. But the only time that I've had a racial issue, two times, man, we've had racial issues, and it was because we're mixed couple, considered a mixed couple. Some dude rode by on a motorcycle, said some racist stuff in Spanish. I didn't know what it was, and Andrea knew. I was like, "What did you just say?" And he said something about us being together. And then another time, a dude
How did he know you were
kind of
American?
uh, because they could tell how we carry ourselves. Because Afro Colombians and Afro Americans, we have a different essence. We have a different energy. We come with an air of confidence. If you notice this, Richie, you feel more American outside of America as a black man than you do when you in America. In America, you a black man. When you leave the country, don't nobody talk to you like a black man. They talk to you like he American. That's all they care about. They don't care about the complexion, none of that. They like he American. And so they can sense the energy and how you carry yourself, your presence, your swag that's there as an American. Remember, I just said their mindset is the regular blacks are about 40 to 50 to 60 years behind us. So their air of confidence is not like ours. We walk around like I wish you would, but they don't know how to have that type of confidence yet. They don't have that type of education behind them, that type of American dream that you can accomplish any goal. They don't have a Jay-Z or a Puffy or a Jordan to sit back and say, if they did it, I can do it too. They're fighting to get to that point. And so that's how he can tell that, okay, this brother ain't from here. And so you notice I said he rode by on a motorcycle and said that. You know, zoom, and he won't say the racial slur and keep on going. But it's like that in the States, man. When I was dating an Irish chick, sisters had something. No, that's one thing you're going to notice. No matter where you go in the world, sisters going to have something to say if you with somebody other than a sister.
Oh yeah, of
So
course.
that's one thing I noticed. But that's other than that, man, it was never really anything where we couldn't go into a club or somebody treated me indifferent because of my complexion. I never felt that. Maybe somebody else has gone through that, but I never. Any place I've gone to, I've always been welcomed with open arms. Her family, real cool, real down to earth people. One of the things that Andrea wanted was diversity in her family. She was like, I'm tired of seeing all these. She said this. She said, I'm tired of seeing the same colors, same complexion, same mindset, generation after generation after generation. She said, I like what I like, and I'm not going to change it because the rest of y'all decided that y'all all want to be with the same color. I was raised in a black neighborhood. That's Andrea. She was raised in a black neighborhood with her grandmother. All her friends are black. She went to all black clubs when she was going to school. She dated black in college. So for her to sit back and lie to herself and say, well, because all my family is white per se, I'm going to marry somebody white. She's like, no, I'm going to keep on being with who I've always been with, and that's the black man.
Yeah, have she dated an American guy before that you
I
know
can't hear
of?
you, brother.
I said, have she dated an American before? And what? You can't hear? Can't hear? If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in there. If y'all can't, put a 2. If you can't hear me, you won't put nothing. But
I still can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I can't hear you. I didn't mute anything. I didn't move anywhere.
can you hear me? Yo. All right.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Let me see if I turn my volume.
All right. All right. Do this. Try to do this. Try to back out and come back in.
You want me to come back out and go back in? Okay, I'll do that.
You can hear me? We have technical difficulties over here, but bear with us, people. Y'all got any questions?
There we go.
You can hear me?
I can hear you, brother.
If y'all got any questions, man, I know y'all brothers out there, some of y'all looking for love. Ask this brother right here, right now. You can go ahead and put your questions in. Maybe he can answer some of your questions, man. But I think a lot of brothers, they hear about all the horror stories. They hear about this and that, this girl using them. But I would say this to fellas, man. Think about this. And he just told you. He met her. She was working. She was an accountant. Smart girl, good family. And that's the qualities you got to look for when you're looking for love. Because think about it, man. If you're here in the States and you meet a girl, she not doing nothing for herself. She not working. But she look good and this and that. And now you indulging yourself in the looks and the sex, but you forgetting about the good qualities that's gonna take you a long way. So when you go abroad, you got to look at that broad you meeting, and you got to evaluate her. You got to say, she working? She trying to work? Is she in school? Does she have a good family? You got to look at all that stuff, man.
You do.
A lot of time when you with a girl, you marry a girl, you kind of marrying the family too, especially these foreign countries. Best believe they gonna stay loyal to their families, and their family's gonna be involved in y'all, sort of like in y'all relationship. So if they got a rowdy family, she got a rowdy brother, a rowdy mother, and you know, you just remember what you're getting into, because you're not gonna be able to separate these foreign girls. These girls gonna stick to their family, whether they're in the States or abroad. They still gonna be tied to the hip with moms. They gonna support their family. So just, you know, she got kids. Y'all gotta look at all this stuff, man. All these guys with these horror stories, majority of them, they married the finest thing they can find, and the one that's giving them the best sex in the world. And Dre, you can testify to this. You probably agree with me. Most girls with the best in the bed, at best, most of them crazy.
Crazy.
That's been my experience.
That's been my experience no matter where I've gone in the world, especially in the States. So, you know, the crazy sex is the best sex. But you can't be in that bed with that person 24 hours. So at the end of the day, you got to deal with this crazy person outside of bed. Oh, no. And that's one of the things that I evaluated was her family. It's kind of funny that you would bring that up, because I was the first guy that she brought to the family. The first dude. So dad was serious, like the mafia. He looking like, okay, who is this dude that's coming to get my daughter, and who she bringing to the house? And because they're a family of professionals, they're not people that sit around and just, woe is me and we broke. No, these people have been grinding. They own their own property. You know, so when mom and dad pass on, she got property coming. You know, one thing that she said to me, she said, no shorties without property. If you don't own property, they ain't no having no shorties. So her parents groomed that into her. Her parents put into her, and her grandma put into her, you know, how to be a lady in the streets, and you know what I mean, for your man. They groomed at 6 o'clock in the morning. She getting up making fresh squeezed juice every day. Dude, she don't make canned nothing. She think making canned this or canned that is an insult. She was raised like that. She never had syrup until I made pancakes one day. They don't eat the type of foods that we eat. And so and plus they don't have the HMOs in their food. It's illegal over there to have certain growth hormones in the food in Colombia. So what my point in saying all that is, Rich is absolutely correct. The family is going to tell everything. But if you so busy looking at her fat behind and her slim waist, she fine. I give it to you, brother. She fine. This Colombia, everybody fine. This DR, everybody fine. Stop
Fact.
acting like what gets me, Rich man. I always say this. And Ace quoted me on this one time. I don't understand why guys. I won't say you guys, but why guys leave their common sense at the airport in Miami.
Real stuff, man.
They take.
I
Go
gotta
ahead.
get this super chat a shout out.
Go ahead, brother.
Appreciate you, DeAndre Stevenson, and he's asking the question. And this is for you. How is Cali different from Medellin?
Oh yeah. Okay. Now, Medellin is more touristy. It's still it's up and coming. It's more famous because of the Pablo's history. Medellin has is it's uh, uh, more modern. The buildings are, even though Cali has a lot of modern buildings about it, Medellin is kind of like the centerpiece of South America. It is considered, some of the areas of Medellin is actually considered some of the most expensive property in South America. So Medellin is centers around the tourism. If you want to take your first trip to Colombia, most of us go by way of Medellin. And so that's what I say about Medellin. However, and with Medellin, you get more. If you want to talk about the ladies, you get more of the party girls. You're gonna find more girls that really ain't as serious. Not saying that you can't find one, but you're gonna find the women that's not as serious in Medellin. They want to have fun. And so, girl, good. But we're talking about dudes that want to be serious. So let's talk about Cali. Cali A got the curves. They got them curves for you, brother. If you want them hips and them behinds that look just good as the with the face that go along with it, like Medellin's, you coming to Cali. Like I call Cali the Atlanta of Colombia because you got so many black women and you got so many European women, the whiter version, and you got the caramel color blend with all the curly hair. So you have that diversity compared to Medellin. The other thing is Colombia is still, I mean, Cali is still that authentic, that 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 homegrown Colombia. It's the Colombia that how Colombians act when tourists ain't around. They still act like that. They are a relationship based city. Are there party girls in Cali? Party girls everywhere you go. No matter where you go in the world, you're gonna find party girls. But Cali is still groomed where they're very ladylike. They're very girly. When they get serious about you, they're talking about family and introducing you to the family and inviting you to family parties and things like that. To where Medellin girls may invite you just to the club. Well, Cali girls gonna invite you. Hey, my family is throwing a party or throwing a get together. You want to come on through? So that's one of the things that you'll find in Cali, that authentic, that old school Colombian girl that's gonna look fine with a big behind while she cooking breakfast for you or she cooking dinner for you, but at the same time she's got that mindset of I want to be something greater than what I am today, and tomorrow I'm going to say the same thing. I want to be something greater than I am today. And so that's what I find about Cali women. Also, most people don't know Cali has more clubs than Medellin and more restaurants than.
All
Yeah,
right. I didn't
facts.
know that, man.
Medellin has 960 restaurants and clubs. Cali has almost 1,200 restaurants and clubs. Cali has several versions of Parqueyeras to where the clubs are in little blocks. Like you can sit back and say it's 10 clubs here, and then you go to another section, it's 10 clubs there. Then you go to South Cali, it's 10 clubs there. To where Medellin, you may have maybe one, two, or three spots that have like Parqueyeras, where it's 10, 20 clubs in that location. So yeah, a lot
Oh,
of
man,
guys don't know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, you really don't. I guess I gotta do some more research on it. I'm sold
Mm-hmm.
on Cali. I'm definitely sold on Cali. And yeah, the question in the room: what's the difference between Cartagena, and Cali.
Cartagena is still going through its post. You see Cartagena, you see Cartagena remind me of Miami. If you ever been to Miami, you see Miami Beach, you see the front part of Miami. But if you ever go into Miami, you like, ooh, this Miami. This is what they showed me on TV. That's what Cartagena is. Cartagena is so beautiful. The beach is so wonderful. But then when you go into Cartagena, you start to realize, like, oh, this is Cartagena. Ooh, these people poor, like poor,
Like
like when
wrong
you saw
turn.
dude, like when you saw the commercial that said for the price of a cup of coffee, poor. That's how broke Cartagena is when you really go off into it. But they are it's very cultural people. It's a very Afro-Colombian because Cartagena was the location where the slave ships landed in Colombia. So you find
Yeah.
a 80, yeah, you know that. That's why when you go to Cartagena, that fort area, that area where you see where all the restaurants is, and that
Oh,
old, yeah, that's where the slave ships came in.
oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
So you got another question. How the sisters looking? Cartagena
Oh, come on, man.
versus Cali.
Oh, versus Cali. See,
Yeah.
the cool part about Cartagena is this: you're gonna find the more Afrocentric African Colombian descendant in Cartagena. You'll still see some of the African features. You'll see that are strong with the males and the females in Cartagena. You'll still see the caramel colors and things like that, but you'll still see a lot of Africa in Cartagena. You'll see more of the modern. That's why I keep saying it's Atlanta. You'll see more of the modern Afro-Colombian in Cali. It's more because it's they interact. There's so many cultures there that the Afro-Colombian blends and interacts with more than just the Afro-Colombian. So you get a chance to see the one that's caramel color with the green eyes and her hair extra curly like you like it, or the one that has hair straight down her back but she's super chocolate. You'll see that one. You'll see the ones that that look like that are tall like supermodels, but you'll see the ones that are 5'3" that just show size. And so you'll see that diversity in uh in Cali compared to Cartagena. Not saying one is better than the other, but what I'm saying is because Cartagena is where all the slave ships came, you'll see that 80% of Afro-Colombian influence, other than us tourists that come through. But when you go to Cali, you get a chance to it's almost a 50-50 split of different cultures that you'll see around Cali. And so that's the cool part about Cali. You get that diversity of what you're looking for. You can ask Ace that one. So yeah, definitely.
In Cali, do they have pretty much warm weather year round, or do they have winters out there? Or what?
Cali has the exact same weather that Florida has. Like it's like Tampa, Orlando weather. It's like between I would say 80. Now I would say between 75 and 85. They'll hit the 90s. Cali gets their time period where it rains and then it it comes down. Now the one thing I will say about Cali, I'm gonna let you brothers know, man. I'm put it out there. Cali get earthquakes. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, we were but they're small tremors, like really small. And I'm not. This ain't something that I heard. This is something I already been through, fellas. And they just had another one. Dude, we're in the kitchen, right? I'm gonna tell you guys about our apartment too.
They
We're in
have
the
it that
kitchen.
often.
It happens. It's happened twice this year, but it's really short, like 4 second tremors. It's almost like in Chicago when a train comes by and you just feel that rumble of the train and it's going by like it's minding its business. That's what happens. We're in the kitchen and we're talking about earthquakes, and we're standing by in our balcony, and all of a sudden I feel some go like a train coming through, and it just disappeared like in 4 seconds, like I'm like,
Yeah.
what was that? And she was like, earthquake, and it was like 5.3, and they just had another 5.3 3 days ago.
So
And
what
but
was the noise, man? Is that the
the
noise the ground makes?
yeah, that's the ground. the ground, dude. It's crazy. It's like dudes from California can probably understand and relate to it. But if you've never been through an earthquake and it's only a few seconds, you like, there is no running. There is no, oh my God. It happens so suddenly and so fast. But you know, we didn't even have a cup tip over. It was something so fast, so short, and it's normally like that. They haven't had a major earthquake in ooh, almost over 100 years. They haven't had anything major, so it's usually those small little tremors after the rainy season, and it doesn't happen year round. It just happens after the rainy season.
Or
So, but and it can happen during the day. It can happen at night. I remember one time she said her and her mama and her dad were watching television, and a tremor came through, and dad ran out the house, left everybody. He forgot he had a family. He just ran straight. He ran, and their apartment is on the fifth floor, no elevator, right? Like I said, they own the apartment. He ran all 5 flights before he realized he left his family. He left his family upstairs. Andrea said, me and my mom looking at each other like, did this man just leave us up here? Like, he didn't say, come on, let's go. Is everybody all right? Nothing. He just,
hey,
but
hey,
cool dude.
shook. He was shook.
I
But
know, right?
but yeah, man, that's crazy, man. So yeah, man. So how do you, with all this beauty walking around, how do you control yourself, brother? Like,
You, you,
how do
you want to
you?
know the truth?
Yeah,
Yeah. Now, like I said, I already had my moments of smashing and dashing in Cali, so I got that out of my system. Got a little bit in DR, a little bit when I was going to Canada and Panama. So I done did all the travel and the smashing part across the country, man. I used to go through go through the states like a plague. So I've already been through that. But you know what, for real, man, I tell people this all the time, but they don't realize it. Smashing chicks is a hole you can't fill. You constantly gotta smash, and it's like you got a shovel and you trying to fill this hole up to where you like when I get to this one point, when I get to 100 chicks, I'm good. And you get to 100 and you look out into the hole and it's zero, and nothing, no dirt is in there. So you start shoveling some more. When I get to 500 chicks, I'm good. And and I realized it's a hole I can't fill, so I got a choice. In other words, the yearnings and desire for sex, a man will never be able to feel that. Even the Bible says the eyes of a man is never full. You'll never be able to see the finest chick. It'll always be another final chick. You'll never be able to smash this was the one, or she did me right. There's gonna always be somebody that's gonna eventually do you better than that one. So while you spend your whole life chasing, filling that hole, you could find somebody that can make you feel good and also take your life to the next level. And so I decided, you know what? I'm tired of trying to fill this damn hole by smashing chicks, smashing chicks, smashing chicks. Now I'm 52 and I could be all alone at 53 because I'm out here trying to smash and dash everything. Now, like I said, some of you brothers are younger. Do your thing, brother. You still got your Royal Oyster soul. Go travel, have your fun, do your thing. But to those that want to sit their ass down somewhere, sit your ass down somewhere. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Don't feel bad like, damn, all my partners out there, they still smashing them. Well, you ain't. And you at home, you happy, you got your chick, y'all making goals, y'all traveling, y'all doing some amazing things. Think about it, Rich. I wouldn't be at 1,000 subscribers of nothing if I'm out here smashing every chick that comes my way. Because as we talked about earlier, this is a job doing YouTube, and you ain't got no time to be smashing and dashing all the chicks that your eyes or your nuts say I want to smash. So
word,
that's why I've learned to just basically ain't nothing wrong with sitting your ass down and enjoying. Notice this, enjoying the fact that the next man he out there enjoying himself in his own way. I ain't no hater. I ain't no dude that sit back and say, now that I'm single, I mean, now that I'm in a relationship, everybody got to be in one. I'm one of them dudes that's like, I'm sitting my ass down and I'm going to let you young brothers handle this basketball game and this football game. And I'm going to sit back and be a spectator. And I'm going to be happy for you dudes, man. Keep the photos coming, keep the videos rolling. Have your fun. But when you get it out your system, come holler at me. I'm gonna show you how to sit your ass down, find one of these nice Colombian girls that's just as fine as the one you got. Let's go get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and make you that fresh squeezed juice. You
Hey,
keep
man,
your energy up.
ain't no sex like what with sex like with a woman you really love, man.
Right,
When you
right.
finally fall in love, I mean, I have been in love before. Like I said, I don't have to cheat on a woman, but it's kind of hard to do that in a foreign country. But
It
but
it,
at the
it, it
same
is.
time, man, once you find that one, hey man, it's easy to just stay your ass at home if you satisfied all the way. You know,
It it and don't get me wrong. I try to tell dudes, man, I get tempted every day. Ace be looking at when Ace was in Cali, he was laughing. He man, them females love you, dog. How you do it? Every time he turned around, females were in my face, man. And they would do it in groups. I was like one white girl over here and one black girl over here. Both of them like, here's my number. And Ace looking like, what the hell? How'd you? I say,
in
man, I
Cali,
don't want. Yeah, in Cali. In Cali, Ace would just laugh. He would sit back and just laugh like this dude here. But yeah, man, I'm good. I'm good because I'm one of them dudes like this too. To thyself be true. I know if I smash one, I'm smashing 50. Let's be real with it. That's how I am. I ain't one of them dudes that's gonna cheat with one chick. So if I'm gonna cheat, oh, it's gonna be 50, 60. I'm cheating with.
all
So
right. So
no
what do you
no use
think
of me put
about
myself out there. Go ahead, brother.
brothers that meet like let's say they meet a female, and she's bisexual, and you end up falling in love with her. I mean, and she's bisexual. Do you think that's a good thing? Do you think that's a genuine love, or you?
Wait
I
a
mean,
minute.
what you think?
He in love with a chick that's bisexual?
Yeah, like maybe that's your girl, and and you still get to smash. You think that's real love, or what's your
Man, I ain't
thoughts
gonna
on?
lie. I used to love them girls that love them girls that love them girls. However, believe you me, but at the end of the day, I had a partner like that. And when he first met his girl, man, nice Puerto Rican chick, fine, and my dog, and he was happy with that. She would go out and scope out prospects in the club, and they would take the female back to the house. But I noticed something. After a couple months of that, he changed. He was like, if we're gonna be together, I don't want to smash other chicks no more because I don't want you to be smashing other chicks. So at the end of the day, you see what I'm saying? He realized like I look now they've been happily married for almost 15, 20 years now, three shorties. But he gave her the choice of, at least gave her the choice of, do you want to still be out there smashing chicks? Go ahead. But if you want to be with me for something that's stable, you can come on with me and we could do this together. I'm done with the smashing chicks, and you and I smashing chicks together.
Mm,
It's like that. It's those.
bro,
So he
I
gave her a
think
choice.
it get kind of touchy feeling, man, with that when you're doing that type of stuff. And
Yeah.
I knew one guy, man. Shit, hell, his girl left him for another chick. That
See,
shit can reverse
see that's
the.
a game I don't play with. I don't play with that with the female that she's into girls and she's into guys because it's already hard enough to deal with if your female gonna leave you for another dude. Now you got to deal with another gender. Oh no, dog, you can keep that one, man. Like I said, if you out there having fun together, you like the girls that like them girls, and you just having fun. Okay, that's one thing. But if you out there falling in love with one, I don't know, but I ain't here to judge, a scenario because, like I said, it worked out with my boy when he broke it down to her, and they've been happily married, and they got the three shorties and the two dogs, and he's a engineer, he's a flight engineer for he actually work on airplane engines, so it can work itself out, but that's an anomaly.
All right, another question for you, man. So did you have like issues with women in the states? Did that make you turn to foreign women? And and did you feel like you shouldn't date in the states no more? Or tell me your transition, man. Like Because I know
I,
guys, some guys be like, oh, I don't date in the States no more. Well, I'm dating over here. And they have that disconnect, you know. And what, I mean, have you always dated abroad or just give me the history on your dating life?
if you guys want the truth, man, uh, I got to a point because I knew that I was leaving the country. This is before Andrea. I knew I was going to move out of the country. I just didn't know which country it was, and so I slowly, notice I said slowly, started kind of like weaning myself off of stateside women because of this. Not because I wasn't didn't want to smash them, because stateside women are beautiful, gorgeous, diverse women. It was because I didn't want to start some stuff in a relationship with somebody I knew I wouldn't be here for. And a lot of dudes dirty like that. They'll let a female fall in love with them, knowing that they ain't gonna be living in that particular city too much longer just to get the smash on. I didn't want to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna be here. So let me slowly, you know, in other words, instead of smash, I start off not smashing 10, maybe smashing two, went down from two to one. And then as I decided, got closer to moving on, I decided, let me not even break anybody's heart by pretending like I'm gonna be the one. Don't introduce me to your mama. I'm not gonna be living in this country. I don't want to meet your best friend. I'm not living in this country. You see what I'm saying? I was being real with myself by being real with these ladies out here. And so in
Hey,
my case, go ahead.
I still do that, man.
Yeah.
I don't tell them I love them, but I be like, if they want to take it to that, I'll be like, all right, yeah, we're in a relationship.
See,
I ain't gonna
I
lie,
didn't.
man, because a lot of women they run game too, and they
Oh,
have
no doubt.
alternatives also, man. And I have been with women that just, they make it like they want to be with you, but at the same time, I had women that actually I felt like they was using me for sex and
Oh, no
convenience.
doubt. No
You know
doubt.
what I'm saying? We get used too, but we don't realize it because we so happy when we get in here. We like, word, she
she
called me
can't.
over for late night. You know what I'm saying? But
She
yo, this
calling me at
woman,
12 o'clock because she love me.
yeah, she would call me for late nights, and I come there. We'll do our thing, and she will be like she was like a woman that constantly worked and she was focused on her career. She wanted this, she wanted that. But
Right.
she just wanted to have her little fun and everything. And she would say, I want a relationship and all that. But she never really showed me that she wanted a relationship. Because if you want a relationship with a woman, or a woman want a relationship with you, they will basically make time for you.
True.
So she never really made time for me. So I just played the role as long as I can. I got what I wanted. She got what she wanted. But
Right. Right.
then in the end, we just had different visions. She was a little crazy too.
It's kind of funny you would say that, Rich, because toward the end, before me moving out of the country, and making the decisions that I was making, before I met Ace, before I met Ace and hanging out with him in Medellin, it got to that point with me where it was like the females that they only wanted a boy toy. They only wanted somebody that was just, I ain't looking for nothing serious. Let's go have our fun, blah blah blah. It got to that point with me because they knew that I wasn't looking for nothing because I'm leaving. I knew they weren't looking for nothing because maybe they were busy or they whatever it was. So it got to that point where it was like that with me. It was the non-serious type of chick that I was chicks that I was dealing with before I decided made my final decision to leave to move out of the country and start traveling. And so that's how it was for me. But you know, every guy is different. Every guy's scenario is different, just like you described your scenario.
All right, I got a question for the chat room. Do y'all think it's cool to lie to a woman to get what you want? Hit one. If you think you always got to tell her the truth to keep everything on the up and up, hit two. Like in my opinion, like I stated before, I never tell a woman I love her. I don't take it to that level,
Right.
but I will lie. I will play that role. I get what I want Because at this point in my life, I'm not really looking for nothing serious right now. I'm trying to get my business thing on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if something comes along and it's the right picking, hey, I gotta do what I gotta do. But
Right.
so I see a lot of twos, so they saying they don't want to lie. They want to keep it 100. They don't want to
That's what I
tell.
did. I'm gonna tell you something, Rich. It's amazing how many women that will let you hit because you kept it 100. They're like, okay, cool. That's all I wanted. And
That's true. That's true. You're
because
right.
I used to be the liar dude. I used to be the dude that I'm a Libra, so we known for our charisma, and so I can spit that venom, and I'm the only one with the antidote. Next thing you know, man, they got they. I done had more women say to me, "I don't know why I'm doing this." Okay, whatever. But when I started telling them the truth, it was just as cool. It wasn't like the numbers dropped or nothing. It was like even
So
more actually because they were like, shoot, good because I'm working on my masters and I ain't got no time to be with no man under me. Or I got 2 kids and I ain't got no time for no man to be up under me like that. But shoot, I got needs that come out the feed. And so when a female needs come out the feed, she don't care if you lying or if you telling the truth once those needs come out the feed. So I started telling them the truth.
that's true. Just like trucker said, it depends, and that's how I
True.
am too. Because sometimes I give them right now I'm not looking for it, but later, and I kind of bait them in like if if you that,
I used to
you
do
know what I'm saying?
that.
Show them, you know how you
That
do a rat.
carrot.
You just show them that little bait, and you keep them running in that wheel.
Right,
You know,
right.
so you gotta. I mean, it just depends on the woman too. Now, if I feel like she crazy, I just tell her straight up, "Hey, look, man, I ain't," But some women, man, I don't know, man. I think I just find it easier to lie to them. And, I mean, it
That's
just
because you like
depends,
the crazy ones.
huh? I
Go ahead,
like
Rich. Tell us the truth. You
hell
like the
no.
crazy ones, man. You like the crazy because you like the crazy sex. It's all right, Rich. Tell the world.
Hey, hey, one
Tell the
thing,
world.
one thing I do, I'm not no compulsive liar to a woman.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna leave her like if I feel like she relationship is like top of her list, then
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna say little stuff that that'll keep her around. Just what I'm saying. I'll just bait her
Right.
in a little bit like that. But if she's one of them women, she pretty much down with the program, then yeah, I'll be like, yeah, I ain't looking for nothing either, baby. It's all good. We can hang out. We can get some drinks. Come back to the crib,
Right.
whatever. But I mean, I just do it according to the female, man.
And I'm with that. I'm with that
Yeah,
because
'cause
even
I think you can't never tell women the truth all the time, man. Even if you're in a solid
no, you
relationship.
can't. No, even in a relationship, you can't tell everything. Man,
Hell
please.
no. I mean, I saw a lot of twos up there, but I think y'all will agree, man. You can't tell them everything, you know.
Man, I'm gonna tell you a story, man. Me and Ace came to the house, right? We towed up, right? We had just come from the club. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning. I wake up the next morning, maybe about 8. Andrea gone. I don't know where she at. Man, maybe about an hour later, she come back into the apartment. We need to talk. Me and Ace look at each other like, oh shit. So, what'd you do last night? I don't know. We went to the club called The Living. She like, now Andre always cool. She's not one of them rah rah chicks. She's one of them chicks when she shows on her face, right? And so what ended up happening is we told. I mean, I told. We done been to the strip club. We done did this. Now, I don't even remember seeing none of all that, right? And she wasn't even hot about the strip club. She was just hot about the fact that we came in so tore up at 4 o'clock in the morning and just making all this type of noise and just being a disturbance. But she didn't care nothing about the strip club and none of that part. But at the end of the day, you don't tell every damn thing, no matter how much you're in love, no matter how much you care. Everything is not to be told. I have a motto that I have from my old group when I was living in Indiana. Take it to the grave. Some stuff got to go to the grave with you. And that's
Yes,
just how it
indeed.
is.
Yes, indeed, man. You definitely got to take some stuff to the grave, man.
Take it to the grave.
I know some guys, man. They tell their wives everything, man.
No, no. I don't
Everything.
even want to know everything. I don't even want to know everything. So I definitely ain't gonna show everything.
Yeah. And hey, do you do you think like the women in Cali are more like the jealous type, or do you get that?
No, no. They more protective. And I'll tell you what I mean by protective. Uh, and I know dudes like that. Some dudes are not the jealous type, but you better not step to their woman the wrong way. Protective. That's how Andre is. Andre, she's not a jealous type at all. Go out, hang out with your crew. I don't care if you got male or female friends. You know, I got female friends in the states and female friends that help me out in business or in whatever it may be. So she's not that jealous type. I ain't. But as far as protective, Cali women are very protective. They try to make sure that you don't end up in the wrong neighborhoods. Like you, like I want to go over here. You like they like, no, you don't. You don't want to take your ass over there. You so they'll give you heads up. You like I want to eat this food. They like, you want to eat at that restaurant. You want to go over here. So they're protective as far as like uh they don't want any issues with another chick as far as like if you're the type of dude that you want a bunch of females, go ahead, take care of that. Go do what you do. But if you with me, I don't need a bunch of females all up in your face. They protect the relationship. They're not jealous, but they just protect the relationship just like a man would. I don't need a bunch of dudes calling your phone if you saying that you're in a relationship with me. I don't need a bunch of cats from the past calling your phone all the time. So that's just being protective, not necessarily being jealous.
Mm.
Because yeah,
Oh,
and so that's what I find with Cali women. They ain't about to do the cat fight and rah 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 on that shit. They more or less like, listen, if you in, you in. If you ain't, let me know.
so is Cali? I know I'm going off subject a little bit. Is Cali safer than Medellin or Cartagena or these different countries?
You know what I
Do you feel
find, dude?
safe out there?
I find it's kind of funny because Medellin, as you well know, if you've been in Medellin over the last, I would say 6 months, even when we went to Medellin about 3 months ago, the cab driver first thing came out of his mouth, y'all be careful. And they could tell he American. Put that camera away, and I got the little Osmo camera. And they were
Mm.
like, put that away because right now Medellin is, they're going through like a little silent drug war type of thing behind the scenes in certain areas, and so Cali ain't going through that. Cali cartel went through that in the '90s against the Medellin and the Bogota cartels. So they aren't going through that. Are there areas in every city that you need to be leery of? Man, I live in Tampa, and this area is in Tampa, Florida. I'm not going to. So every city has areas that you can sit back and say, man, Ace made that. We made that mistake. We call ourselves going to a strip club that somebody suggested it to us, and it was out south, and it was in the dark, and it was in the cut. We didn't even get out the cab. We was like, oh hell no. We see that this was like the hood within the hood within the hood. And if
Yeah.
you wasn't born there, you will die there. That's what type of neighborhood that was. And we didn't even get out the cab. We were like, this strip club ain't that serious. So we so we ended up going to the other, and this actually happened that same night. So the other story I told you. So we ended up going to back to our side of the city and going to a strip club that was a lot better. And we ended up going to another club, the Living, where we have a video of the Living, and Ace also have a video of the Living when we went to in Cali. Great club. And anytime any guys come to Cali, I'll show you around to all the clubs areas because they're really really nice, huge clubs, huge clubs.
All right. So we getting a little bit over an hour now, so we're gonna get closer to closing it out. But I do want to ask you this one question, and then maybe you can answer that, and then maybe you can give these guys advice on how to find love abroad.
Oh yeah.
Let How are you surviving living in Cali? I mean, are you working? through the internet, or you got investments? Anything you want to share with your brothers?
Both. I have investments that I've put to the side, my 401k. I fed that like a child for like 3 years, dude. When I decided that, I remember I said during the election. So this whole time Trump had been in office, man, I just kept feeding my investments, feeding my savings accounts, feeding my stocks, feeding my mutual funds and IRAs, feeding my 401k, and just feeding while everybody else is at the party and it was jumping. While everybody, I kid you not, when I said that I was at that point where I wasn't messing with anybody unless they weren't. I didn't want to mess with anybody that was serious. That means I wouldn't take you nobody on no date. Even when they said, "Well, I'll pay," we ain't leaving the house. We doing what we doing. You got to go home. That's it. You come. We doing what we doing. You go home. That was it. I was so focused on my life beyond the states. It was well worth the investment because now I sit back and I'm able to do some things that if I hadn't, it wouldn't worked out that way. The other thing that I did, I decided to go to a website called Flipper. And Flipper is where you can actually buy websites that are already established, that are already making money, whether it be a website for $400, for $500, for $5,000. And these websites are already established. They've been making money for a few years. And it's just like flipping a house. You can either buy it and sell it for more, or you can buy it and keep it. So that's what I did. I bought a few websites and I kept them. Then, of course, the YouTube, and YouTube is a form of monetization by way of affiliate marketing, sponsorships, not just the ads. You can sell courses, you can sell books, you can have memberships like Ace. So there's a lot of ways for a person to actually make their money, and it's not as expensive to live in Colombia. Our apartment is a brand new building, only 3 years old. B Dot and a few other guys in the group have already come to our place. Very beautiful apartment, very roomy. It is 3 years old, 2 bedroom, 2 bath, include utilities, including the washer and dryer unit, and including cable. We started off this year paying 414 a month. Because the American dollar has gotten stronger, we only pay 365 a month for all that. So why dudes in the States struggling, they thinking that, oh, I got to make 1,000. You don't. When I first went to Colombia, I'm going to $1,000, $1,500 apartments because I'm like, okay, I'm from Florida. I'm used to paying $1,500 a month, so I'll just take that $1,500 a month mentality to Colombia. And we great places, but they were so far away from everything. It took you to have a car just to get down to the first street because they were really nice, but they were too far away from the city. And Andre was like, "Why are you looking at these places when you can get one in a really nice neighborhood for less than $400?" I'm like, wow. And come to find out that that's exactly what it was. That I could find, we ended up finding a really, really nice place. And right next to us is the Lemon Tree Park. So our apartment always smelled like lemons, lemons. And so because we got the lemon park next to us, and right behind us is the American Colombian school where the young kids are learning American life as well as the Colombian life. So it's possible, man, to make that money online, and you don't need as much as you think. All you need is that foundation and build on that foundation and come on over to Colombia or wherever place that you want to go to.
All right. So you said as far as your rent, your electric, water, all that included for $400.
All of it. $400 a month. And I kid you not, man. The first person I heard talk like that was Domain. Domain was in Cali. Uh, uh, and I remember him telling Ace, he said, "Well, I got a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom for 250." And Ace was like, "What?" Because Ace was in Medellin at the time. He was like, "You must live in a bad area." He said, "No, I live in like a suburbs. I live on level," because most guys don't know. Colombia, the
Really?
cities are breaking down into levels. So you got level one, which is like you don't never want to go there ever in your life. You got right. You got level twos, level threes on the well. Our area is level five. We're by Chippy Chape Mall where we met,
Mm.
and a real nice area. And so when this brother told Ace, he was like, "No, I live in a 2 bedroom, 2 bath for 250 a month. I live in a really nice area." And I was like, what? You know, I'm watching the video like, what? 250? I'm like, he got to be lying. But I live in a really, really nice area. Brand new. I got the my stove unit, the island. You know, people always want that island stove where it's like in the middle of the kitchen and not. That's how my house is, like that, laid out. I got my
You're in
flat
Tampa
screen up
now,
against the
right?
wall. Yeah, I'm in Tampa because I'm here on family business, but I'll be heading back to Cali in a couple months. So yeah, and permanently. That's the only reason I came back here. One of the reasons I came back here because I had to get my all my paperwork internationally notarized, like my birth certificate and divorce papers, things like that, because you have to have the validation of the fact that you're divorced, you're not marrying, you're already married in the States and then you're marrying in another country. You have to have your birth certificate to prove your age. And so that has to be valid and in Spanish. So a lot of your legal paperwork that you usually keep around, you want to get that translated into Spanish if you're going to live in another country or in whatever country you're going into, that if they speak a different native tongue than English.
All right. Ken Pattermore is asking, was that 360? Basically, was that a gringo price that you
No,
got?
no,
That's
no,
right.
no. It was. I thought it was gonna be more than if you see our apartment and we do a lot of the shooting in the extra bedroom. You would sit back and think that this apartment was like in the States. My apartment would easily be in Florida, $1,500 a month. We're not talking about the cable because
You
we know
said
cable
next,
gonna cost you
said
two
close
fifty.
to a mall, right?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
you know in the States you gonna come out some paper for a spot that's right there by the main mall in the city. We're by two hospitals. We're by the city's post office. We have two gyms, just like the LA Fitness type of gyms. It's called Smart Fit. One of the guys in the group were talking about that. That he went to Smart Fit the other day. We have two of those type of gyms surrounding us. I mean, we're 5 minutes from the main nightclub area. You're 5 minute taxi drive, and you in the club area where the living is, where we all did that video. 5 minute drive from our place. It was
Word.
me, Andrea, and B Dot. We all went, and then Ace met up with us afterwards at the living when we recorded our video. And so everything's right there. The grocery store, their version of Walmart is Exito, and it's right there by the mall. So
Okay.
we got Domino's pizza around the corner. They got Kentucky Fried Chicken. They got the Papa John's. So if you want to eat some American food, I don't know why, but it's there for you if you don't feel like cooking anything. So all that is right there for the 360 a month. And the reason why it dropped because the American dollar over the uh, last few months has become stronger compared to the pesos. So we started off at 414 a month. Oh, by the way, no deposit. No deposit on your apartment. Yeah, that's what bust my head too. I was like, no deposit?
So
And
you
they were
just
like,
pay you pay first month last month, or you just pay
there ain't no first month last month.
so
I
no
just
no
pay.
first month last month or deposit.
You pay your first. You pay your actually you pay your first month. Just like you just moving into an apartment, you pay that first month. That's it. And
How hard is it?
I
How hard
signed my
is
lease over
it?
here. It wasn't hard at all.
Just give them the money, right? Sign the
That's
paperwork.
it. And for the most part, Colombia doesn't have like we have like you would go online and look for apartments. They have that, but for the most part, you'll notice this, Rich. When you go around a city, they'll have the phone number hanging out the windows, and you like you look around the whole city, you just see all these phone numbers and big
Yeah.
banners of phone numbers hanging out. That's how you find out that apartment is available. You just walk around a neighborhood that you like, and
Do they
that's what
hit
we
you with
did.
a gringo price?
No,
Like
see,
like
see, I knew this. Shut the hell
got
up and
Andrea.
let Andrea, yeah, let her do all the negotiating.
Yeah, that's smart.
But but even then, when Ace came and he got a spot, man, he didn't get Gringo. So it depends on what you're looking for because they know this. Colombia is a negotiation country. So if you sit back and you like, I can't afford 450 a month. I can give you 375. They like, okay, cool. I call the owner. The owner say cool. Deal. That's the one
Yeah,
thing that
you gotta do your comps too, man.
true.
I mean, you would do that here in the States, so why wouldn't you do it there? You know, I mean, if you looking for an apartment, you gonna go to a few of them. You gonna compare the prices. So,
Yep.
I mean,
We
if
compare
they
prices,
telling you
location.
$1,000 for one bedroom right here, and next door is a comparable, and they telling you $400, and I mean, go to 400, or
Thank you. I had a partner. It's kind of funny you would say that, Rich. I had a partner that came down from Texas, and he hit me up. He was like, "Dre," he said, uh, "I got an apartment in Cali, $1,000 a month." I said, "If you don't get your ass out of that apartment," I say, "What are you doing?" And then his girl, who he was with, who was from Cali, she knew English, and I turned to her and I was like, on the WhatsApp, I was like, "What are you doing? You know he ain't got no business being in $1,000 apartment in Cali when he can get the same thing for 400." And so he stayed there one night and he closed out his because he had enough because he was only there one night. So they said, okay, we release you from the lease. He went and got him a place, a better place in an area that's just as nice, just like we do, with a great view, just like we got with the terrace and the gym up top, just like we got for $400 a month.
hey man, I know this is an off the wall question, but when you go in a store
Hmm.
and you can use Exeter as an example, or maybe just a grocery store, do they give refunds and shit like that?
No, they don't. They
No,
don't. Colombia don't. Nope. Colombia doesn't do
not even
refunds.
Exeter.
Nope.
You bought it.
Nope. That's your
You
ass.
bought it.
You bought it. It's yours. Dude, they're so meticulous. If you buy a box of, this happened to us a couple times. If you buy a box of something, that like a box of glasses or a box of light bulbs or a box of anything that's breakable, or a lamp in a box, they open up you go to the front desk, they open up the box and let you see that it's not broken.
At the register.
And they will open up that pack of light bulbs and let you see that none of them are broken. So don't bring your tail back here saying, well, one of the bulbs were broken. Well, we opened it up in front of you right here. You got to sign a piece of paper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you got to sign a piece of paper verifying that, yes, you did open it up in front of me. And yes, nothing was broken. And so if you bring it back with an excuse, yeah, a lot of times they do that. A lot of stores do that. They do not do it. Just in case you guys wondering, no, Colombia is not a refund country at all.
You bought it. Ain't
You
that what
bought
they
it.
say at the auction?
That's it. Yep.
They going 100, 200, 300, boy.
Yep. Yep.
You bought it.
You bought it.
The
That's
animal
right.
raised, motherfucker.
Yep.
The shit is your piece of shit now.
Yep. It's yours now. So if you didn't want it, you shouldn't have bought it.
Now I know why Asian people don't get refunds, because they don't do it in their country.
No, no, no. They don't.
You
They
bought it.
don't. They don't do it in Colombia at all. At all. That's
So
rare.
so fellas, if y'all watching the replay, man, uh go to his channel and subscribe. I appreciate everybody watching, man. Some of you guys stuck in through the last live. You're still here in this live, man. I appreciate the love from everybody. Thank you, man. Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe. We're gonna try to keep giving y'all good content, and I'm gonna try to get Ace on the show
Ace
and
Live.
uh and do a live with him. I mean, man, I'll tell you, man, this travel community, it's a great
I know,
thing, man.
right?
It's so positive, man. You do
It
got
is.
some negative people in it, man, but man, the brothers I have met since I've been traveling, man, I wish I knew them years ago.
I know. I
And some of
know.
the knowledge I have learned from different guys, man, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. So anything you want to say in closing, um, anything you want to throw out there, if you want to tell
Yeah,
them
just just
any
just real
tips.
short. Yeah, just real short. Like I always say, get your passport if you don't have it. That's the first step of traveling. Like B Dot say, go ahead, book that first trip, whether it be on the other side of the country or to the other side of the world. Just book that first trip and get yourself out there, get your feet wet. But when it comes to love, it's out there available for you. Like like uh like Andrea always say, don't just go for the looks. There are beautiful women out there. There's abundance of them. So find somebody that has a beautiful heart as well as a beautiful behind, because there's enough out there to where you can find somebody that's down to earth, that's into you. The one thing I notice about Colombian women too, just a part of my closing, they are faithful to a fault. When they love you, nothing can stop them from loving you. If they don't, like if you see a dude that got used, that's because she ain't love. But when they do fall in love with you, oh man, you got somebody that's on your team no matter what. And I'm talking about no matter what, no excuses, no nothing. They love you to the death. And sometimes you be like, why you still with him? Because that's my man. And can't nobody tell them otherwise. And that's how they're raised. They're raised to be like that. But if you out there just being with the party girls and the fun girls, don't think that you're gonna find wifey and fun girls. You don't find that in the States. You ain't gonna find you ain't gonna find too many dudes that find a wifey at the club. So why
But
you think you gonna go to another? Go ahead.
but Andre, a lot of dudes, that's the trend now. Like they want they Khloe Kardashian. I'm like, she's a hooker. She's a, you know what she is,
Right,
bro. But I guess if it's working for Kanye, hey,
right.
who
They
am
trying
I
to
to
turn.
tell him not to be happy? But
Thank you.
that's like the trend now, man. All the rappers are getting strippers and
And
you
that's
know.
why. But they rappers and they got 25 million a piece to blow on that. The rest of us, we just regular dudes, and when we get got, we feel the effects of it. And so dudes have to realize if you want to sit down, you got to realize you can't just sit back and turn to a pro into Mo. She ain't gonna be no more. You see what I'm saying? She gonna be a pro. And so you gotta embrace that okay, these women are for this particular time in my life, and now it's time for me to focus on what some of these good girls are talking about. Because if you and I know this, some of these good girls, and no matter what country you go to, they get kicked to the curb until we ready for them. See, she ain't no party girl like that, so I ain't with her. Okay, cool. But when you are ready to sit down, don't try to put these pros in the area of some of the girls that got more to give you, because a lot of times the pros just gonna be pros, just gonna be pros, dude. And you got to admit that to yourself. And if she do you wrong and you gave her a chance, that's your fault, because you knew she was you knew she was a snake when she bit you, like my mama used to say. You knew that
you,
was a snake when she bit you.
you lay down with dogs, you're gonna get flea.
Right. Right. So that's all on you. But it's a lot of good, good Colombian women out there that's looking for dudes, black, white, that's looking for some good dudes that's about their business. But if you just hung up on looks and all that, you gonna get God.
And
But you
then
would get God
another thing too,
in the
man. Like
States.
another thing too. If you looking for a good woman, most likely you ain't gonna find her in the club. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So you gotta go to that Exeter. You gotta go to that mall. You
That
gotta.
mall.
Hey, I always go to Walmart. You know what I'm saying? But you might find that scripper in there too. So you gotta do the valuation.
That's true. That's true. So you got to, like I said, to thyself be true. So, but yeah, that's my last bit of advice, and it's possible. Like I said, that's what our channel is all about. That's what Love Crossing Borders is all about. You fall in love with the borders that you cross, and at the same time, finding love when you cross borders. Maybe some of you guys, man, love in this. You just like me. Love in the States may not be for you, and ain't nothing wrong with that. And for other dudes, love in the States might be your thing, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But for those of us that cross borders, don't feel bad, don't feel guilty, don't let somebody put you down and make you feel less than because they found love in the States and you may find love across in another country. This is a big
Hello.
world, brother. It's
Yeah,
like it's like it's go ahead.
y'all check his channel out, man, because his Andrea gives you her insights.
Yeah,
So
oh
you
yeah.
get the insight from a Colombian woman, and she tells you. I mean, they break stuff down, man. Y'all got to check their channel out. You know, they kind of break stuff down. They take trips together. They do different things. So y'all check the channel out, man. It's interesting. You know, So, like I said, Andre gives his opinion and she gives hers. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's great, man. It's great dialogue and everything, man. So I appreciate everybody coming on, man. Shouts out to HD, man. I see you still there, brother. Shouts out to Tokyo, Passport Trucker, Shadow, Jackson Jeter, Justin Jackson, let me see, Ken Padmore, DeAndre. Appreciate y'all, man. Coming in, supporting, man. I'm gonna try to get
Oh
Ace
yeah.
on. Definitely gonna try to get the brother on. Subscribe to this brother channel. When you get to his channel, share the information, man. Share it with at least one or two people, man. Share my videos, please.
Oh yeah.
Get the likes up. WTU, um, Ace. What's the name of the what's that now? He done changed the name. Don't send money, player.
Don't send money, player. That's the name of the group.
Yeah,
Don't send money.
shout out to Taylor Made Group. Shout
Oh
out
yeah.
to WTU Brotherhood. I don't want to leave nobody out. Jet Set Gang and everybody else. Any shout outs you want to give? Preach, Rich.
I know, right? Just a shout out to the team Osmo, of course. Shout out to the what don't send money group, and shout out to Ace's WhatsApp group Asia. So I'm happy for those dudes. Shout out to Dave group that he has the travel click group, and
Oh yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, just all the guys that are out there that first of all sending out content to the rest of us, especially like for example the tailor mades. When I was getting myself on track to leave the country, I was feeding myself tailor made videos to keep me motivated because I'm like, what nobody in my neighborhood understanding me being a black man talking about getting a passport and travel. So I had nobody that could relate to me. So I give my shout out to Taylor Made because the things that he did. Ace was the first one to meet me in Medellin. That's why I have so much love for Ace Live. Dudes like the man was the first brother that was by himself in Cali that nobody knew about in Cali, and Ace interviewed him. So I was like, let me check out Cali. So my shout out goes to all those dudes that were the forerunners before I got here. I got there to Cali, and now I have a home, an apartment. America's not my home anymore. But my home is in Cali. All my furniture, all my clothes, all my everything is in Cali. And if it wasn't for those brothers going all the way back to Taylor Made and Richie Rich and Flyboy and all the other brothers with channels, I don't know where I would have been as far as my motivation and me being encouraged to go ahead and do this journey. So for all the dudes that out there that got the YouTube channels, man, that send out the content, keep sending it out. And for all you dudes that use our content to encourage you, keep on looking at our videos. Keep on looking at Richie Rich, bring you that live Sasua, Dominican Republic videos from around the world, because those videos are going to encourage you that once you get that Corinthian leather of the passport, and once you get that first tat on your passport, you're going to continue to go and you're going to think about the time that Richie Rich and guys like me kept you encouraged to do what you're doing beyond your wildest dreams.
Absolutely, man. Let me give y'all the backdrop of my channel. Um, I guess about 3 years ago, Taylor Made, he's on the YouTube and he went off the air. So it was kind of like a void after he went off the air. You know, everybody loves to go to
Oh yeah.
DR. So it was a void when he left, and it wasn't a whole lot of YouTubers out there. So then I discovered Ace channel and I saw him
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, yo, look at this black young brother
A brother,
out
young
here
brother.
traveling. So I gave him a shout out. At that time, he had probably like 200 subscribers. So, you know, I contacted him, talked to him. And after that, I was like, man, you know, I'm going to start me a channel. And that's how my channel started. And that's pretty much it, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was a void, you know. Taylor got off of the YouTube and I just said, well, I'm gonna start me one and just kind of like vlog my trips and stuff. I wish I would have started it a lot earlier, but
Don't we both?
hey, man, you know. But here we are. But I appreciate everybody coming on. Man, look for the interview with Ace coming up this week, man. Hopefully, I got to contact him and try to get him on. So y'all have a good night. God bless, man. Peace out.
All right, brothers. God bless. Make sure you click the bell for notifications. And thank you guys for helping us get to 1,000 subscribers. We appreciate you.
All right, peace out, brother.
All right, brother.